Welcome back. My name is Angie and I work for Bremer County Conservation. Miss Heather is being my videographer today, and we are at the last day of our Dutch oven cooking week. And so today we're going to talk about how to clean up some items. Do you need soap for any of this? Absolutely not. Put that away. You do not use soap on your cast irons at all. Even your cast iron frying pans and stuff do not use soap on those. So we have a few different dirtiness levels, I would say, of our Dutch ovens. So this first Dutch oven here, after we had used it for making monkey bread earlier this week, I rinsed it off, but I didn't really scrub it off, so we need to do that to make sure we get all of that ash off of there. The inside, we'll take a look at that. Some of our juice had leaked through, and so we just need to kind of scrub that out. So we'll take a look at that and then put some more oil onto that. For this one, we do have a little bit of rust on the side of it, and so we're going to clean it up. We're going to see if just rubbing some oil will make that rust disappear on there. If it doesn't, then we are going to have to go through the whole process of re-seasoning this pot. Then this pot, the inside actually looks pretty good to this one, but it is this lid. Excuse me. This lid is very rusty on the outside, so we are going to use this scrub brush and really get that rust off. If we can just use the scrub brush and get the rust off, then we can re-season it just by putting our oil on it, and we don't have to actually put it in the oven. So we're going to see how much work all of these need to be done. Some different options. I just have a little bit of leftover Pepsi here, but you could pour some Pepsi or some Coca-Cola in here and let that kind of eat away that area. You have to let it sit for a while to make sure it does its job of eating that rust. But we're gonna first try with just some good old hot water, our scrub brush, and see what we can do with these. Now I have put some hot water in here. I'm going to use I just have an old scrub brush from my kitchen, and I am going to work on kind of using this hot water to scrub these sides and to get this Now I scrubbed out that inside. It looks pretty good. So the big thing is you immediately want to towel off the Dutch oven. You do not want to have any of that water stay on, because that can give you that rust. So I dried this off. We are going to set it off to the side and let it air dry anymore before we oil it. And now I'm going to work on my lid. Once we get this lid in, we want to go ahead and rinse it off with some hot water. The bottom should be clean because we use that lid holder, so that is still nice and clean. We'll just have to dry that, but we want to be able to scrub the top of this lid. Okay, it is ready to be dried. Immediately dry it. And set it off to the side before we oil it. So I scrubbed all of our Dutch ovens. I dried them off. Now, if you're not going to use paper towels, which, you know, we're conservation, we like to use things that we can rewash, but look at my towel. It's pretty gross now. I'm definitely going to have to probably bleach this or really clean it, or just have it be one of our garage towels now. So the next step is to actually use oil and re-season, or not re-season, but just re-oil these. What you can do is you can pour in just a little bit of oil, and then you can use your fingers to do it, or you can use like paper towels. We have napkins here, and I am gonna just tip that up for you guys to see. You just kind of rub that oil all around, give it a nice coating. Okay, I need a little more for my sides, so a little more oil. And we just use vegetable oil, whatever brand that you have will work just fine. Use that all up. Do the tops. And use some of that extra stuff and start doing my outside of my Dutch oven. You get nice and messy here. Okay, then I'm going to move on to my lid before I do my outside there, because I have a little bit extra here that I want to use before I tip that Dutch oven upside down. And if you have a little tiny rust spot or something like that on here, it should be fine. Once you put that oil on, you want to make sure if you have any little paper towels that get stuck though, get those off. Okay, I'm gonna flip this over. I'm gonna do the sides. Make sure you do all the cracks. And do that bottom. Making sure that side is nice and done. Okay. I'm going to actually put some this on so I don't get our counter all dirty. Put this on here. And then I'm going to flip this over right on top of my lid. Trying to keep all the oily mess all together. And then rub those legs down. Rub that whole bottom, the side that I did not get before. And this Dutch oven is now ready to be put away. So we are working now on my personal one here that I had to remember those spots of rust that I had on there after washing and scrubbing. It actually doesn't look too bad. I think what we can do is just add a little bit of oil to that. And we're gonna watch some of these rust spots and see if they will disappear. Oh my goodness, yes they are. You may take a little bit more oil just to help with it. But it's always nice when you can get that oil to actually help you out in re-oiling it so you don't have to re-season it in the oven or in a hot temperature setting. So I'm gonna say that after re-oiling that, I think it looks great. I don't think I need to re-season it using the oven today. I'll keep an eye on it for next season when I get it out, but we'll definitely make sure that we re-oil it every time that we use it, so those rust spots do not come back. 10-inch one that was looking kind of in rough shape. It had a spot on the side of it. Look at that, just putting oil on it after scraping it, scouring it with that scour brush, and then putting some more oil on it. That rust spot, those rust spots went away on their own. So this one is good to go. And this is actually where I store mine for the winter. As I said earlier this week, that I have added purchases as I've gotten into Dutch oven cooking. This is something I just bought. The most recent is actually a bag for it to store in. So I'm actually going to put it right in here and store it for the winter. What I can do is actually use a little bit of foil. And I'm gonna kind of make a little rectangle out of it. What I'm gonna do here, maybe I should take it out so you guys can see. I'm going to bend that over and set the lid on. I'm gonna do it one more time on the other side. Take a chunk. I actually might fold that in half here. Like here, I'm gonna fold this one in half also. Go on the opposite side of the handle here and store it. So now a little bit of air can get in there and my oil won't get kind of gross while it's getting stored away. For the winter, put it in here and zip it up and it's ready to go into my basement closet with all our camping gear. Well, thanks for joining us for Dutch Oven Cooking Week. I hope you got some great tips this week, or at least some yummy recipes to try. Thank you.